from a child. They couldn't make a full Frankenstein. They only killed the children in the village that day. None of the adult. They all left.
So tired of getting carded. I'm 1013. Frankenstein young.
Okay. Well, Frankenstein talk aside, let's go ahead and start this episode. Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Danny Tamberelli.
I'm on the end here. I'm to nobody's right. And
Nothing makes sense anymore. And to his right, Mr. Michael C. Maronna.
This is the end. My only friend.
Yes, that's exactly. Yes. And my name is Jeremy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our guest for the entire hour, just the most lovable person on earth. She's a comedian whose work can be seen on The Tonight Show and Pera Talks to You and High Maintenance and Shrill, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, she's just the most wonderful thing on the planet.
I gotta go to my IMDb to
She's
make sure
gotta scroll.
all that's correct.
Joe unrolls a
It's
scroll.
all there. Or maybe you know her from her own podcast, Dr. Game Show, which at some point in the past 5 years, she has married someone on that podcast, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, but it happened and then completely was dropped. So, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Firestone's here.
Thank you so much. I have a lot to say. Okay, I'm so glad to talk to you three.
It's been a little while.
Joe.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And listen, I just want to go ahead and say I have a new nickname.
Go. I can't wait. Can't wait for the reveal.
Okay?
Oh.
It's actually a lot of times, I go with a nickname and then it kind of sticks, something like, I don't know, little piece of, for example, like little whatever. And so I got a new nickname, and it's Big Cool Princess.
Whoa, that's so much cooler.
Big Cool Princess.
Wait, for the listener,
Big Cool Princess.
You
Little
told-
piece of crap. That's perfect. It's still 4 syllables.
I feel like you told us that was like a childhood nickname or something.
Yeah, well, I got an adult nickname now. It's Big Cool Princess.
It's Big Cool Princess. It's not just Cool Princess anymore.
Yeah, it's
That's
Big
right.
Cool Princess to you.
Yeah,
That's right.
kids
And-
grow up.
And they stay cool.
I think that's we're all progressing incredibly well during this pandemic. You got a new nickname. We talked before the show. My daddy issues are just completely gone because of the 2 episodes ago. Just gone. So my nickname would be something in that sort of wheelhouse. I don't know about you guys. Danny and Mike,
you can't take Big Cool Prince because that's just not going to work out. So
It's
Yeah.
taken.
Big Cool Daddy maybe, or like
Yeah,
Voodoo
maybe-
Daddy or something.
maybe-
Big
Yeah.
Daddy Cool.
Yeah.
Big Daddy
Yeah.
Cool, Daddy's Boy.
Yeah. So what was
Dad-
the
I like Daddy's Boy. I think
My
Jeremy
buddy.
should be
my buddy? Yep, that's a good one.
Kid sister.
my buddy, kid sister. Yeah.
Oh.
My buddy and me.
I loved it. I wanted one. Everybody wanted one. How could you not want a
I
little
wanted the animal.
3 foot?
So to be honest,
robot?
I wanted the animal.
Yeah.
That was the car with the tires that grew claws. and all-
Yes.
inexplicably, it was like a part car, part animal, and it climbed ravines. I don't
Look,
know.
I would like to say that that's a flawed toy. Just for if you have something that looks like a truck with big wheels, I have learned this now from my son, is that they want to fly that across the room.
Oh, so
Like,
you need
they
chitty
want-
chitty
they-
bang bang.
What I'm saying is no, they just want to roll it. You know what I mean? So with the animal, it's like, oh, it's cool, but because kids like claws and like animals with hands and paws and stuff.
Mhm.
But they come out, it's not a fluid roll. So like kids like, this toy is cool, but like I can't really play with it. It should have been like, it shouldn't have been a car. It should have been something else. Like here's the cool 5-story walk-up building that has arms that come out of it.
What if
you
it
know?
was a fist that grew wings?
Ooh.
Yeah.
a fist with wings?
That is your nickname. Fist with wings. Yeah.
Fisted
Yes.
Wings. His new nickname is Fisted Wings.
Fisted
Mm.
wings.
That gets a
I think
little
a good
Christian.
toy would be ear piercer. You get a little doe ear, and you get to pierce it all over.
I like it.
I'm sorry, a doe ear?
Yeah.
Like a Play-Doh ear or something.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
but
you meant like-
firmer.
Firmer. Oh, okay.
I don't want it to fall apart. Keep the
No,
shape.
I thought you meant it came with like a deer ear that you
I think
can practice on.
It's a good. That's like training wheels for earrings instead of letting parents just arbitrarily pierce their children's ears without their consent.
Or you force them to wear the prosthetic for a
Well,
week.
you just you say like, do you want a kid? It's like the same thing. You're like,
All right, you want to know how
kid's gonna see my tattoo. The kid's gonna see my tattoo and be like, I want one. And be like, well, let me get you a temporary one.
And you can wear. You have to wear this in kindergarten and see how they treat you.
You see how
see how you're discriminated against in job applications in kindergarten, and see if you still want to keep that tattoo.
Yeah, peer ear, sir. Peer ear. Peer's ears. Peer.
Peer's ears piercer.
Peer's ears piercer.
It's sort of like
it's piercer, but instead of PIERC, it's PIEAR.
Yeah, Pierre. Yeah.
It's like meowly. It's like we have a lot of.
I don't care.
No, this is Pierre, sir.
It's good.
When you said deer ear, well, I heard deer ear. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I used to work at this full service gas station when I was a kid, and it was a deer check-in station.
Does full service include taxidermy and field dressing?
It's a lot. Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. No, it's like washing the windows, you know. If you need the oil checked, I guess I'll check it, but I'll do it with some little bit of attitude.
Okay, so what happened to the deer?
You'll expect
I don't want to get dirty,
a little something on the end for that.
Yeah. Same person who I left the pump in the car because I wanted to look at, there was a arm wrestling contest inside, and then the guy drove off with the handle still in it and came back and was like,
"Hey,
this is yours.
Come back!"
Also, you ruined my BMW. But I used to tag in deers, so they would bring dead deers in, and I would have to cut through the ear, which is when you said deer ear. I was like,
you had a state regulated license thing that you used to tag the deer kills because that's how it is.
But it was just me and a knife. And
here
I
in
would
New York,
to,
we use a bread tie. In New York, we use those bread ties that from the.
It's a lot of power to wield. You know, there's like numbered, but then you could also type in like, you know, Antlers McGee.
Yeah, JB, you could have sold those on the secondary market.
Oh yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Wait, I don't understand what the point of this job was. Sorry, Jeremy.
Just give me 10 seconds.
Jeremy, I have a question.
He's bringing Lucky back for the interview. We have an actual coworker of Jeremy's who has agreed to sit down for an interview. And Jeremy is currently, I think, removing some of the set dressing from Lucky. Thank you. We've been lucky enough to have Lucky sit in with us. Lucky, can you hear? Lucky, can you hear us?
When a live animal has been drained of all of its fluids, it can hang out for a long time.
Lucky, we're lucky enough to be sitting here with Big Cool Princess. Can you answer some questions for us?
This is Lucky. You may have remember him from when you were a guest here. So this thing, for the video viewers, this is going to make a lot more sense. But this thing is a little metal. It says Ohio Department of Deer or something. This
Ohio Department of Deer
I'm
or
the secretary
something
for the Ohio Department of Deer
or something.
There's a lot of them.
Or something.
White tails, yellow tails. Oh, that's tuna. My fault.
Oh, this one's from '97. This is Ohio Deer 1997. So I would. You see his beautiful ear here.
Yeah, I think the Hyundai Accord was probably better that year than the Hyundai than the Ohio.
So typically, the old days, you would just put a knife through there and then put this metal tag through there. And maybe they do it this way now on the antler. I don't know why.
But Jeremy said, "I think this deer's different."
Yeah.
Too many people called and complained and were like, "I'm making $7 an hour at a gas station. I just don't want to continue to cut deer ears."
This is not my job description.
All right.
I pump gas.
They're like, "Well, you still have to take care of the deer, but we'll just let you put it on their antlers." Well, what if they don't have antlers?
It was an important job.
I can't get past that line that Danny said when he goes, "That's tuna, my fault," and I can't stop thinking about
it. The elusive yellow-tailed deer.
Yellow-tailed deer.
Oh yeah, much pursued for their collars.
That's only found in saltwater marshes.
That's tuna, my fault.
Feeding on smaller deer and fattening their fat reserves.
Well, I as an animal lover, it was hard to do. I'm telling you, the first couple times it was very hard, but then it was just like cutting through paper. You know what I mean? You just didn't even think about it. Straight in, put the knife back in your pocket, click the thing, and back in.
Did you have deer eyes looking at you the whole time?
Excuse me?
You had deer eyes regarding you while you were doing this.
Yeah. They're
With the
still
tongue
they're
sticking out
still
like
here.
this.
Danny is not, for the listener, Danny is making an ahegao sort of emoji, like a
It's
But-
actually
very-
it's
very
kind of
specific.
it looks like he's blowing us all kisses for the listener. It looks like he's kind of blowing us all.
Could be a
kisses.
stroke. Yeah.
wonderful, yeah.
You guys smell toast? Toast? Burnt toast?
Jeremy, it seems gruesome.
What's that?
The job.
Yeah, it's
Gruesome. Yeah, I would also chime in and say it also seems to me gruesome.
Thank you.
It
Two out of
was.
four.
Did
Two out of
you
four
have-
gruesomes.
this
Yeah.
was the
Joe,
90s.
well,
Yeah.
did anybody else work with animals, dead or alive?
Well, obviously you did.
All right, any taxidermy
pimento
fans?
loaf
Yeah.
spread,
Pimento
whitefish,
loaf?
whitefish at the bagel shop.
No. I worked at my first ever real job that was not an acting job was at my best friend's stepdad's pet store in Wayne, New Jersey. And I worked there for a summer, and it was the worst.
It was called
Like,
Chow
they had,
Hounds
like-
of
They
Wayne.
had like sweet little Chow Hounds of Wayne right next to Fountains of Wayne and across the street from Bachagaloops.
Not
That's
a good,
real.
Not
That's
a good
real.
job.
No.
Two
not a
people
good-
now
not a-
know where that is.
not a good job. Not a good job. They had like puppies in the front, and that was cute, but I wasn't allowed to mess with them.
That's a rip.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah,
go in
they're
the
always
back.
trying to screw you at work. They tell me about it. Oh, really?
No,
Are
my
you guys
job-
surprised you didn't unionize after that one?
No, I had to do the crap work in the back because I was like 14, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you the value of your time and money." And he
This
sent
is
me in the
putting
back.
crickets. This is putting crickets in a Ziploc.
Yeah, right. Oh, I've said this. Yeah, the crickets and little pinkies that are frozen, like just born mice that don't even have hair, because that's what some snakes like to eat. And then actual, like, I had to pick like small mice up by the, by their tail and put them in a bag and be like, "Sorry, dude, you're done. Bye."
Oh, did
I'll
you
see you
shoot?
later.
Did you shoot like a little send off video for every single one? Where you're like,
No, it
next
should have
stop,
been
next
nice.
stop,
Yeah.
Python ass. For every single one.
I wish
I-
that would have been cool to have an
we-
iPhone back in 1997.
We could have made a really great aquarium-based breakfast cereal, pet store-based breakfast cereal called
Oh yeah.
Crickets and Pinkies. It's kind
Well,
of
yeah,
protein.
you could
That
call it
name
crickets.
needs change. Yeah.
Crickets could be like the what are those golden
Cricket.
the puffs, golden
Yeah, like
puffs or
cricket.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
the
Like
kicks.
that, and then you have your marshmallow, which would be the pinkies. This is a great idea for cereal.
Yeah.
This would work really well for like the very niche market of reptilian lovers.
I was thinking about getting a lizard actually.
Well, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, didn't you get a dog recently?
I got a dog, a little over a year ago, but
That's
we haven't
recent,
talked in a long time, and I think that the perfect accompaniment to a dog would be lizard.
I mean,
Okay,
You ride or like a
What kind of lizard?
riding partner.
Yeah,
A
some kind of.
bearded dragon.
I want a lizard. I've been looking up these lizards that are really like wet looking. They look so wet that you just want to touch them.
Oh, I
No,
thought you were
don't.
gonna say towel. I thought you were gonna say towel them
Yeah,
off
I was
because
gonna
that's
say
my
towel 'em off
that's
too,
my
yeah,
instinct.
it's like-
That's my instinct.
I see
Yeah.
something very wet. I need to
Yeah.
just.
I'm like the
clean it
opposite of
up.
whatever a beaver is. I'm the opposite of that.
I'm exactly the beaver. If you see, if I've seen something wet, I'm putting my hand on it, no matter what.
I feel like a new
True
nickname's coming.
words from
Oh, wet
big
hands.
Joe has been implicated in 17 stabbings because she
Wet
keeps putting her
handings,
damn
right.
hands
Yeah.
in the blood.
and leaving full handprints at the scene of many crimes. I had
Well,
to
I
touch
guess-
it. I can't help it.
Joe's only the 7th person that's been almost convicted of serial stabbings.
Yeah, well, it's wet looking. I mean, honestly, you see something wet, you want to stay away from it, or you want to touch it. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest.
It depends. Chocolate syrup.
Love
Yeah,
it.
Chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup.
Love it.
Chocolate syrup.
Yeah, but I think you have to specify this question with that you don't know what it is. Because I think any one of us, like, depending on what it is, would touch or not touch.
I would
But if you
stroke a
don't
wet
know what it
lizard.
is- yeah, wet lizard I would probably stroke.
I'm gonna just
I know that.
snippet that out there and just play it over and over on some
That's
sort of
it.
techno beat.
Yeah, could you
Um,
make it into a song?
Oh yeah.
This is what the New York liberals want you to hear.
You didn't record the beginning of this Welcome to Hell, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't recording that.
Unfortunately.
luckily.
We got a lot. Though.
Are you that set on that bit? Would you like? We can pretend. You can just go back and do it right now if you want.
No thanks. I
liked it. Sometimes you need to be welcome to hell. It makes you feel a little bit more normal.
Cool. Several degrees warmer.
Michael always just wants to be a peer. Like, he doesn't want me to direct him ever. So anytime I make some like directing like comments, like, "Hey, you do that again. Like, that was great."
Oh, I love your notes.
Like, no,
I love your notes. I don't know what you're talking about.
He just wants to. We want to be on the same level as actors. Like, if once I start to like jump onto the other side of the camera, Mike's like, "No."
I get it. I mean, I've actually, Jeremy invited me to be on this podcast because I've been hired as the new director.
Executive director.
Executive director
doesn't change my respect for you one bit. Respect you just as much as always, and hopefully you can keep Danny in line. He's been kind of a handful.
Till you hear
lately.
changes, though.
He's kind of a loose cannon.
I would like to know. I mean, I'm open to suggestions, and I'm happy to pass the baton.
Kind of a bucking bronco. Oh, the baton. Oh, the baton. What's that shaped like? Oh, the baton.
I mean, you could argue that we're both very good at directing the show, but I'm happy to.
For the listener, my eyes just rolled up to the moon.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could also say that, as I said on a previous episode, people come on and say things like, "Are we recording yet?" And "Is this the podcast?"
and what is your guys' podcast about? That's frequent.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. And they're like, "Hey, what is this podcast about?"
Oh, we're doing it. Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it.
So if that's in your changes at all, we're
I had a question. Though I did have a quick question. Are we recording yet?
This is great. This is our
this
guests
is all just warm up. Yeah,
are very talented. Very talented, funny, and awesome guests frequently have the demeanor change of somebody who like suddenly realizes that the escape room is not as simple as, "Hey, I don't just have to press 6 buttons, but I gotta go look for something now, and it's getting warmer in here."
I'll say though that almost all of them at the end, it's like they find something positive about doing this podcast.
Listen,
in therapy,
in
the moment they're confused. I'm not going to mention names, Adam Newman. I'm not going to.
I want to actually listen. Listen, everybody. I'm taking a lot of notes, as you can tell, and so I'm, writing furiously, and I have a lot of notes that are deep cutting, really hard, and to execute. But that's kind of my directing style.
Yeah, that's what we brought you in for.
Sure.
You're an expert about that.
Should I leave now or?
Actually, Jeremy, I'm going to need you to bring Lucky back because Lucky was actually tested really well.
He tested
very
well.
Actually, our audiences preferred Lucky to you. In fact, it just said,
listen,
could you just stand behind Lucky and talk?
Yeah, is that possible?
Sorry, that was kind of my major
note. Only going to work
note.
for one contingent of this podcast, but yes, I will.
For the listener, Jeremy,
it could be for anybody. If you want to join our Patreon and see the live video and all these funny shenanigans, go to our Patreon, which is
patreon.com/
Yep.
Danny and Mike
with the "and" spelled out. And if you have if you have a problem with Jeremy's deer holding, let us know at 347-470-8150. That's the deer hotline.
That's the Lucky hotline. I just realized.
If you have any questions for Joe Firestone that we won't be able to ask her because this is a pre-taped podcast, please send them to 347-470-8150.
I realize that I can't do that because I have to have my mouth and Lucky's mouth by the microphone, and it ruins the gag. So
no, you could do a duet. You could do a cool duet if you do that, like fake singing inside your own.
You want me to Jeff Dunham the shit? No,
Jeremy, what I need you to do is go ahead and pop the wood back off of that deer and get up into that neck.
Yeah, you could get up into that neck.
Get up into that neck before the night is through for you or me. Get down with the neck. Pump it, stomp it, jam, triple deer.
I did want more song parodies as well. That was another one of my directing notes.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? I'm glad. That's something that we strive to hit more often than not, but
something
it never happens.
Strong to
we used to have our gauge for podcasting in general has been Kurt Brownholer because he was on our first episode. And so we've sort of check in with him. We've had him on a couple times, and the second time we're like, "How we doing?" You know what I mean? Like we're trying to get feedback He also was very confused, didn't know we were rolling. Wasn't quite
said,
sure
so
what was happening.
Is this your podcast? I thought we were having a group call.
Yeah.
We had to say, hey, you told us that the people just wanted unfettered access to our brains. And he looked at us and said, did I say that?
Yeah. And that's our mantra. I mean, we've been living by that. And then he's like,
just 24/7, really.
So he just rips that rug right from under you.
Yeah,
So I guess-
it's hard. It's hard to hear this. I have some ideas. Actually,
we made you executive director for a reason. So go ahead and lay it on us.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of still researching. God, you really had a lot of
Wait, is Manolo replacing me? Is that how this works?
Jeremy, that's one of my ideas, and I don't know if that's going to make it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just one of my many ideas. I got a lot of ideas here.
Okay.
I mean, look at this. I pretty much I got plenty of notebooks here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's not right.
That said no refunds. Parking.
That was an
I
N94
got so
too.
many notebooks here. I'm filled with them. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
But anywho,
before you go any further, Joe, I saw that you just texted me privately.
whoa.
And yeah, I didn't. Jeremy, you didn't put her on the company card. I got to tap it.
Oh yeah,
Here,
pass
hold
that.
on a second. Let me just tap it.
Now what?
Thank you.
But what for
Oh,
what?
Danny
though?
just did a
I don't
TikTok.
understand.
He's supposed to come back like all glammed out when he pulls the credit card. Bust.
That's very good. Very, very good, Michael.
He
I love
left.
when
Yeah, he's gone.
he'll never come back.
So yeah.
I mean, gosh, I can't. I'm really like, as someone who's had long hair his whole life. In the last few years since I got married, I had to cut my hair because the lady likes it shorter, and I said, "Fine, I'll do that for you." I'm having very long hair envy right now, looking at both you, Joe, and Michael.
Oh yeah, me and Joe are gonna play in a cover band right after this. As soon as we finish this recording.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Oh,
You ever hear-
Jeremy?
Jeremy just made it a '90s band
Do you guys
before
know
it was
Chris
an 80s
Gaines had a
band.
son? It's
Jeremy's
little
in
much.
the cover band for the Used
Mhm.
right now.
You look
I like the Chris Gaines references a little better.
You look like the character I
you might
auditioned
need me to
for
stay.
in The Wedding Crashers. The gay son.
it's
the painter.
It's just this piece is the longest. So I everything else is kind of short. I don't know why.
For the
That's a
listener, we're
mistake.
talking about hair. If you'd like to get in on the action, go to our Patreon.
At patreon.com/Danny and Mike with the N spelled out.
If you don't know to spell out,
spelled out?
Yeah.
because the people in this podcast, other than me, think that people are stupid and they don't understand that you can't put an ampersand.
Well,
in-
ampersand is too long to spell, so we called it
We
new
spelled it,
ampersand, and that got settled too, and then we had to give
I
it to the
understand.
British.
You can't
This-
say with the ampersand spelled out. That'd be too
Yeah,
hard.
Again, Kurt told
we'd
us
have
that
to-
too.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
you can't have the ampersand in the.
We
in
had to
the-
upgrade to the paid version of Zoom every time we said ampersand instead of ant.
So I wanted to ask what your first year as a dog owner has been like, especially.
Jeremy, I'm so glad you asked.
sorry.
I've been waiting for these jokers to
sorry.
ask me this, and nobody had. I sent
sorry.
a list of
I'm
questions.
sorry.
Ahead of time.
Again, we don't have a script. We kind of
We're winging it. We're winging
dogs,
it here.
Yeah, dogs.
Okay, great. I'm happy to talk to you about my dog. Okay, so listen, I just here's the thing is I don't the dog, I love the dog. I love the dog so much. Dog eats a lot of stuff off the ground. Dog loves to kiss me, and the dog, whenever I try to talk to my boyfriend, the dog barks and
Jealous
gets really
dog.
upset. Yeah,
Really?
I think the dog thinks that I am in a relationship with the dog, and the boyfriend is the dog.
Well, can you tell the dog to just get with?
both can
just-
be true.
You can
It's
tell
not-
the dog to get with that thruple life, dog.
Yeah.
It's
I guess I
Brooklyn
should-
life, right?
Get with the thruple
Do
life.
you call
Come
your
on.
dog dog?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, her dog's
No,
not a
no.
little piece of crap.
medium.
Bringing it back. The 4-year callback.
Run it into the ground. No,
Yeah.
I've seen your videos and some stuff here and there, and I'm as you can tell by the last segment about piercing deer ears, I'm a huge fan. If you need your dog catalog, just let me know. I could pop by.
Can I just ask you guys something? I want to show you guys a picture. I want you to say it whether it's sexual or not.
Okay, we're good for this type of thing. This is
okay.
actually,
Yeah,
I went to college for this.
You be honest with me, and I'll be honest with you all. I just want to know, just get your general sense of it. I'm going to pull it up, okay? And you're going to tell me.
If I'm going to see lipstick right now, I'm going to be very upset.
It's a dog. It's not.
So for the listener,
cosmetic.
Joe's holding up a picture of her. Oh, that's boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's your boyfriend.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
That's boyfriend material. That's boyfriend
Yeah.
material
Yeah.
that somebody has fashioned a dog out of unwittingly.
If
See,
I was,
you see,
if I just happened to be
boyfriend material collects on trees. It falls from heaven, and then it is fashioned into whatever shape we may please.
For the audio listener, Joe showed us a picture of her pup in a
Being
very
very
loving
affectionate.
embrace. Yes, it was borderline.
I like loving embrace. I
culturally
I played
affectionate.
organ for them.
Okay.
So,
I would say that if I was, scrolling through your social media to find out if you were single or not, I would have stumbled across that picture and gone,
It said, she's taken.
She's taken. Exactly.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it, Mike.
I want to put that Instagram.
And, especially if that was the profile with the, it's like that's the profile picture and they don't bother to edit the other face out of the profile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, this relationship must have just ended.
Yeah,
She's not over
exactly.
it.
She hasn't changed that profile picture.
When you uploaded it to Instagram, the picture, did it automatically add that hearts effect where it's like bear 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 and all the no okay.
No, I get
Yeah.
it. Michael doesn't. He's not on Instagram. He doesn't understand.
Yeah,
He is, actually.
you guys are speaking of
He just
foreign.
doesn't know it yet.
That's right. Jeremy, he is on Instagram. He just don't know it yet.
Oh,
Yeah, you've had a few
Joe,
people
yeah, it's an
connect with you.
ongoing thing. These guys are trying to get sued, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good content, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, basically a few of my notes since they're coming up, I do think Michael's gonna. My biggest note was Michael to get on Instagram, and then my other note was that it does need to have a legal twist. That the podcast is a little bit, it's a little harmonious, a little bit like, of course they're gonna get to be friends this week. And so we want somebody, some kind of personal injury or something. So,
personal injury.
Yeah, something. That's good, Michael. Yes, something like that would actually be really helpful.
Why does he leave during like
he has
your
to go to the
mid-sentence?
bathroom, and that's something that he texted me. Yeah.
Oh, and you said it was okay as the executive director to leave the podcast to go pee.
Yeah, I said, do what you need to do. And, because
See, but when some people say do what you need to do, it is not really do what you need to do. It's think about what you should do and you should do it. So that's, I'm just saying that one might argue that you could take it many different ways.
Wow. Yeah. Do what you need to do. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Especially if you texted that, because then there's no vocal context, no inflection context of do what you need to do, or do what you need to do.
Context.
I just hopped in the shower. Should I air dry or use a towel? Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a cool ad campaign because it's like people can put their own stamp on it.
Yeah, something, maybe people could be drinking milk or...
Somebody accidentally deep fries their hand or something.
Nike will still come after you, I would say.
I mean, what if we...
Just do it, but it's not
Yeah,
just do it.
But if we show a picture of Jeremy cutting open a deer ear, do what you
Do
need
what
to
you
do.
need to do.
Do what you need to do.
I mean,
I got paid to do that.
Nike's not touching that.
Look,
They ain't touching it.
This all started with Rosie the Riveter.
They ain't touching that with a 12-point buck. We can do what you need to do. It was an employment agency originally, Rosie's.
Rosie's was an.
Yeah, we can do what you need us to do.
We can do what you need us to do. Riding high on Madison Avenue.
Hey, Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and tell us if deer have feet or what's kind of the deal down below?
I'd have to get the table out of the living room. It's a small side table with 2 deer feet.
It's very, very skinny.
No, but when I got this, my mom also sent me a picture of there's like this thing that I guess as taxidermists apparently have a sense of humor. I don't know how they can, but no offense.
It's legally they're required to,
because it's disturbing to me
question.
to rip skin off the face of an animal. But this is from a guy who pierced the ears. But anyway. She had offered, in addition to this, because I wanted a deer, and she's like, "Well, I found the butt of a deer," and so she said, "You could put it on the bathroom door."
I just came in on butt of a door. What
well,
happened?
that was the first thing my mom tried to sell me was
basically his mom got a deer, had it killed, had it tagged, cut it in half, gave the head to Jeremy, and also offered to give him the butt and the last and the
sounds
2
like
legs
the world's
and
worst
the little...
magician.
I was gonna say, your mom is Damien Hirst.
Yes. No, I didn't take it because I thought that was a little too jokey and too Yeah, I didn't do it.
Now, if it was a donkey's rear, boy, would that be pure comedy
That
gold.
could have been, or like a jackalope butt or something.
Actually,
Yes.
Danny, I have a note for you. I'm sorry.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God
okay.
Danny has a
It's okay.
fucking note now,
Sorry,
not just
Danny,
me. Sorry.
Okay. I mean, I've been killing it this whole podcast.
Yeah, you have
apparently.
been killing it this whole podcast, but we wanted to know exactly why the donkey's rear would make the perfect joke table.
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you just figure it out, jackass?
I actually have to go.
Yeah. So Danny's
I
out
have to
now.
go.
Oh, she's gone. She is gone.
Oh, what a good executive director! It's
look,
been
I was
great
just
having.
I was just trying to make a funny
For
ha.
the,
What
It's
were
been
you
great
trying to
having.
do?
You're back. So I
Oh.
thought you
He
were
was
gone.
doing what he needed to do.
Just do what you need to.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do what you need to. Well, I needed to make a dad joke in that moment.
I need to go meet my son in the park. So
Aw.
I'm gonna go.
I hope
my
The
he's
Danny and Mike
God.
show is brought to you by riboflavin, one of the best vitamins.
Yeah, riboflavin. Yeah, and eggs. Wow.
And B12.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a shot once in a while. No reason.
Everybody check your B6 levels too. The B12 gets all the pomp and circumstance, but B6 is important too.
And
Well,
middle
well,
child
well.
syndrome.
Oh, Mike, you missed it, but the original conversation we had in the beginning was Danny was explaining how to do a coconut pull, which
It's not coconut pull, it's
oil pulling, whatever, with coconut oil. Yeah, it's not something anyone needs to see.
Hell, it's just oil all day.
Pull. Okay.
All
It's
See,
right,
great
this
to
is
now
what
see
I
you,
wanted
big
with
cool
the
princess.
podcast. This is what I wanted
This
to
is what
see.
you wanted?
Yeah,
This is
I
it.
wanted a combination of oil pulling and welcome to hell themes.
It's great to see you, big cool princess. Thank you, Joe.
Oh, thank you so much. Big Cool Princess says goodbye and thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't forget, we're a part of the Last Podcast Network.
We are a part of the
Just
Last
to-
Podcast Network. Check us out,
Certainly are.
lastpodcastnetwork.com. They have a lot of great shows. Check them out. Really great people. And Danny, you can find at Danny Tamberelli on the Instagrams, at D Tamberelli on the Twitters. Michael's at Michael C. Maronna on the Twitter. I am at Remy Balon. I have a podcast called Going Dork. Check that out. And then what else? We also
Joe, you got plugs. Joe, you
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
plugs. What do you got?
Absolutely.
I don't have plugs, but I do have notes. And so I just wanted to say that everybody, let me just check my notes really quick. Yeah, so basically, everybody did their best. And what's important is that everybody did really good. But the only note I have is that actually, Danny and Mike, you're going to have to start wearing the baseball caps. And Jeremy, no more baseball cap for you. And that's my big note, okay? And that's actually, if you
Interesting.
pay attention to the Patreon, then actually you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so join the Patreon. That's Danny and Mike
Speaking of that-
Take it off,
Patreon
Jeremy.
with the
patreon.com
Patreon.
Take it
slash
off, Jeremy.
Danny and Mike.
spelled out. Okay? Yeah, thank you so much.
Is this what you want?
That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want.
Thank you, Joe. That's great.
This
I look like a
podcast is
nine-
solved. I quit.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Joe. Go look at
Thank
her
you,
stuff
Joe.
and watch her stuff. She's the best person
Whoa.
in the world and no
Whoa.
longer a little piece of crap. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thanks so much.
The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamberelli and Michael C. Maronna. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balon. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.